Okay, y'all, I got interrupted with a phone call and I stopped that other video. I named it uh, Freedom Fighter KP. This is Kerry Porter, the Freedom Fighter, Louisville's Watchstyle. Kerry Porter speaks on wrongful conviction. Follow me, y'all, subscribe to me. KP at 154. Kerry Porter speaks on wrongful conviction at 1515. Subscribe to those two. Look it up on YouTube. Kerry Porter uploads. Okay, y'all, it's 9:38's the time. Focus in on. There we go. It always does it as I close up. So 9:38, today's date is April the 9th. Okay, so I left off, y'all, with prove your innocence on this case number, gun case 20 CR 0201. I don't know how good you can see it, so I'm going to post it right about there. And the first thing I got is prove that you had a legal defense. Upon the KRS 503.220, they ignored my justification defense. I didn't finish spelling it out. So I'm going to try justification defense. That means defended our defense. So I'm saying number two, that my 911 call was a pretext to violate my Fourth Amendment. The 911 call was a pretext to violate my Fourth Amendment right. You have to know your rights. First Amendment is right to proceed in a uniform and nice, peaceful means, and to speak publicly. Freedom of speech. That's First Amendment. Assemble peacefully and to redress the government's BS corruption. So, the protection 911 was also a violation of my First Amendment. They turned what I said was a First Amendment right into a violation of my Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment. You got to know your Constitution. Fourth Amendment, search and seizure. Fifth Amendment, right to due process, not incriminate yourself. Sixth Amendment, due process of the law. Up under the 14th Amendment. You have to know these things. I may be off a little bit, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I may be off slightly, but very slightly. Third Amendment has no real background. Fifth, sixth is the main two in courts, followed by the 14th, channel through the 14th. But you also have to know your rules of the courts, ethics, and so on. So anyway, I get carried away. So I'm going to go with number four. The fourth thing that I'm going to prove, my arrest was my arrest for the guns. Y'all knew I had guns in my home. So the arrest is false. False arrest, y'all. I have to prove how my arrest is false. In my particular case, number three, the false arrest is that I told him, being Alex Thomas, that's number 6294, Alexander Thomas. And up under his pretense of calling her, he said he got here at a certain time, but his credibility was at issue. He is he needs to be on the Brady list. If y'all have Alex Thomas on your case from anything after 2020, he violated my right. And ever since then, he shouldn't have been a cop. They're leaving him to be a cop so he can get more wrongful conviction. So I'm going to prove that my arrest was, I told him all these things, and he still had me transported up on a fake pretense. But the judge ends up throwing out, let me lay it down there. I was given 2 Mirandas during this case. 2 Mirandas. 2 Mirandas mean 2 arrests. Because see, after you arrested, they're supposed to, once they have visibility that a crime has been committed upon their view, or they have knowledge of otherwise. Well, he's basically saying a crime been committed in front of him. My gun's on the floor, on the kitchen floor in plain view. He's saying there was a crime. He's violating the presumption of innocence. I'm going to prove violations. I'm just going to say violate my presumed innocent. Because he's not supposed to know who I was. He is, then I'm going to prove number 5 is going to be bias. He was biased. All these things work together. He presumed that I was, he violated my presumption of innocence because he basically said he came in and up under the guise of presuming because I'm black, I'm a convicted felon, see? So he already had it made up when he came. Either he knew, like I said right here, either he knew who I was and came for the guns upon the phone call. What'll prove it is a lawsuit that I'm going to file. And what's going to prove it is a discovery. You check his email, his cell phone records of that day, and his body cam, and you'll see that I told him all of these things and not to arrest me. So that makes the arrest false. You can't arrest me because I'm immune from prosecution. I told him just in case of defense. I told him Juan is trying to kill me. He took this knowledge of Juan's trying to kill me, Juan Sanders. I told him that I won a $7.5 million lawsuit. He don't talk about that to grand jury. He don't say that Juan's trying to kill me. He says people out there trying to kill me. I told him exactly who's trying to kill me. I told him that it was created in Thomas Wine's cover. He kept cutting off his body cam and cutting it on and receiving phone calls and come back. Hey, you just told me there's guns in the house. You got any more information to tell me? And so he let me tell him 20, 30 minutes worth of information. Then he said, I'm going to have to place you under arrest because you got enough on the phone, on the Miranda thing to violate my Miranda rights. But you don't realize that what I knew about law. I told you stay out of it, Alex Thomas. I told you stay out of it. I said you're going to get yourself into more trouble than it's worth. This is between me and Thomas Wine. I told you this. I asked you several times, your mic on? You said, stop touching me. Stop touching my mic. Yes, it's on. You're a lie. I know you're cutting it off. I know you're going and getting evidence from me. You set yourself up for failure. And I'm going to prove this in the long run in the lawsuit. So, moving on, y'all. He violated my presumption of innocence because he assumed that I'm a convicted felon. And so to take it a step further, he said the gun was in plain view. I'm going to prove that that's a lie. So the bias comes here, and I'm going to prove number 6 is his credibility. This is how you overturn cases, y'all. Ability. Credibility of the officer. You know, I won't say AS, AAH, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to be nice and call him a cop/police. You attack the leading officer's credibility, the lead officer's credibility. You knock this lead officer's credibility, like the Mark Watson and Christine Richardson case. All of those guys, 400-something cases had to be thrown out. For each one of those indictments, that's why he had 472 counts wrongdoings, because he served a fictitious warrant based on I can't find it. Based on a judge, I can't find it. Where them papers at? He said, this is what they doing. They brought back the Mark Watson, Christine Richardson. I got to mail this out. I already showed it several times. I'm going to keep on showing it because it's still in my case. And they know it. So I'm going to ram it home to them. Mark Watson, Christine Richardson did this fake warrants that they implicating now. So that's what he did. I'm teaching y'all this, and you got to have the proof of it. So they get these things. This is out of the gun case. This says what? Affidavit, search warrant. And this one says the affidavit for the search warrant. Now, if you notice, right over here, you see that 0001, what does it say? 19001. Up here, y'all got to pay attention to that. And it's 1 or 3 pages. Right here, it's 35 something. 335 over here. Get y'all get a close look at it. Y'all got to pay attention to these and the information here and here. Somebody's calling me. So, based on these signs, y'all, I'm going to give this time credibility of officer back. It says some representative calling me. So, I got, and let's see it, some representative. So I'm trying to call people and get these representatives, Congress, Morgan McGravey, Gravey. That guy, I like him. He spoke. I like Morgan. I'm trying to get in touch with Morgan. I'm trying Sadiqa. Woo, my head goes up. Look, I take his bald head out to you, Miss Sadiqa. Sadiqa Reynolds. And LaTanya Baker for a lawyer. Sadiqa's a lawyer, and LaTanya Baker's a lawyer, and they help with the Breonna Taylor's case. And I try to write the Department of Justice when I first caught this case and try to write before Breonna Taylor's case, y'all. My case is in 2019. Indictment. I was indicted on the 20, but it's November the 30th of 2019. And ever since then, I was writing and trying to tell the news media that my conviction is wrong. I was reframed. They target me before, for my exoneration, they target me. So, y'all, what I'm saying is Morgan McGravey did a good job of saying, shout out her name, Breonna Taylor. She had to die for us. She didn't even know. She don't have a clue. She started a movement. She had a sacrifice. Miss Pamela, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. Sisters, I'm sorry. Kenneth Walker, I apologize for you. The city ain't gonna do it like they supposed to. I'm doing it. Morgan, I like what you're doing, Mr. Morgan. Representative Morgan. So I don't take my head off for a lot of things. Thomas Wine, I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I don't hold no animosity in my heart. Y'all hold it towards me, not vice versa. You gotta learn to love everybody. Juan and Seal, I love them. Little Carrie, love you, miss you. Can't do nothing about y'all situation. Y'all have to change y'all. I have to change me. So I'm moving on. We on credibility of the office. Bias. Let's talk about bias. Number 5. Bias is when you have something against somebody, you feel a certain way, whether it's proven or suspicious. Either way, you cannot have a biased judge, and I got that. You cannot have a biased investigation, and I got that. You cannot have a biased personal judge, personal investigation, personal judge, personal prosecuting attorney, biased prosecuting attorney, Mark Baker, Thomas Wine. None of these things are fair because they take away the real interest. It's just justice is served, and to make it seem as though it's revenge or retaliation or some personal gain in it. You can't have a personal gain in nothing. So the judge did 29 words worth of bias. Thomas Wine was biased. He put it in the paper, and he found motions about it. And the judge let him do it, and she proves her bias in the end, saying these 29 words. 29 words. Watch this, y'all. Your client is not going to sit there and act as he done nothing wrong when I can clearly hear this girl screaming for her life in the background. 29, somewhere up in there, whatever I said, but those are our words. So she violates before trial. The judge, one more time. Your client, Miss Egger, sit down. Miss Egger, I can call security in here, Miss Egger. Look at it, June the 1st. Case number 20 CR 0201. Look it up. June the 1st, approximately 11:30, somewhere up in there. I pled guilty to it because she made me cry in front of her and Edgar. She's telling Rob Edgar to sit down. She's denying me a lawyer when you tell Rob Edgar to sit down while he's trying to argue my point. Gianna, you cannot do this. I objected to it. She's telling him, shut up and sit down. I can call security on you if I have to silence you. So I said, then now my Fifth and Sixth Amendment, right to a lawyer, right to due process, and so on. 14 under the 14th Amendment, so on. So she says, Miss Edgar, my order stands. The issue was letting the 911 call get in the whole entire. So I'm gonna write that down for y'all. I'm gonna prove number 7 that the 911 call proves, playing it for the jury, entire thing proves the bias of the judge. So number 7, I'm proving biased judge. Now I wrote that down for y'all. Biased judge, number 7. Okay, so back to her thing. Miss Edgar, sit down. I can call security in here. Long story short, she said, now here's why my order stands, Miss Edgar. Your client isn't going to sit there and act as he done nothing wrong. That's a presumption of innocence. When I, personal, can hear this girl screaming for her life, prosecuting attorney, and she basically calling 911 on me in the courtroom. When I can clearly hear this girl screaming for her life in the background, she's denying me to put on any evidence before her to say that I'm guilty. She can say, and I got a right to a bench trial or a jury trial. The jury didn't hear nothing, and she already assessed me as guilty. She already assessed me as not liking me, apparently, because she's saying your kind isn't going to act like he did something wrong, act like he's done nothing wrong. Wow, look how much weight she's putting in her words and her personal viewpoint. She derobed herself. She took off the robe. And she did a whole U-turn, spin my head all the way around, y'all. Boom, it comes back. Wait a minute, what's that? Tag on her. She said, you can't have a tag in courtroom. You can't have personal tags on your stuff. It can't be personal. Courtroom has to be on business only, alleging, but courtrooms are based on illegal business. When you walk through that little, you go from land. They got a little gate in every courtroom across the world. Look at them cowboy movies. It's multi-land versus common law over here, regular land law versus sea law. And just like on the ship, Captain, can I come aboard? So when you cross that threshold, when I go from this side to this side, you will give up invisible rights, and y'all don't know it. You have to study this stuff real deep and hard, but it's going to lead you to a lot of this and a whole lot of this blood pressure. It's going to lead you to high blood pressure. Let me leave that. What's that say? Going to lead you to that. 166 over 99, way too high. I don't care. I can die. I'm tired. No peace, no happiness. No peace, no justice. No justice, no peace. No peace, no justice. Y'all won't give me my peace. Y'all don't want to give me justice. So I had to get it on my own. So the judge, based on those 29 words, she proved the bias. She proved personal. She proves it. So once she does that, once she said that, I get to go back, boom, 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 crawling backwards. See, I was supposed to be moving forwards, but I can crawl back now. Look back over her shoulder at everything she ruled on. That makes her conflicts of interest. I filed a motion to disqualify the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, Thomas Wine, and Mark Baker from my case. She said it stands, and she shouldn't. And see, it's all a collaborated ruse upon the violation of Article 18, Title 18, 241, 242, and 245 upon the color of law. Y'all need to learn the color of law. So that's how they get together, the prosecuting attorney. I told you they work in first it's the Louisville police, then the prosecuting attorney, then the judge comes and seal your doom. Look at that. See, the prosecuting attorney's in between both of them. And your dumb ass is sitting over there, don't know what I just wrote down. See, you ain't know how to get out. I got out. Y'all say I got paid, I didn't get paid. They got paid for the crime they did to me. They got paid. So number 8, the judge's bias. I'm going to prove the credibility of the officers, bias, LMPD, bias prosecuting attorney, Mark Baker, and I'm just going to put MB and / Tom Wine, Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I will be trying to sue that entity before violating the Louisville Metro government knew all of these things of my innocence, and everybody failed to protect me. Who was supposed to take you, Kerry Porter? Oh, good question. What's your name? Steve Dummy? Steve Dummy. Steve Dummy just raised a good point. Kerry B asked me, Kerry Porter, who failed to protect you? Basically, per se, Metro Council should have known. I knew I was in the paper. I sued. No policies helped me after I sued. None of my policies from the lawsuit helped me stop Thomas Wine from gaining a third wrongful conviction against me. So that's what failed me. The justice system as a whole, the judge failed me. Prosecuting attorney's office failed me, and Louisville police failed to protect me. They say they take guns from me, so how are you protecting me? You're trying to get me killed. I still got them. I ain't worried about none of that. Run on up in here. The best you can do is shoot through these walls, and you hope you know where I'm at. As long as you don't come in there, I probably won't. I don't want to hurt nobody. I ain't shooting out blindly. I want if anything, I want the person in front of that calls the home. If anything, I know how to groundhog hunt. I know how to rabbit hunt. You don't take to you. So in rabbit hunting, you walk through the field. The gun's either pointing up in the air or at the ground. Most people don't even put one in the chamber to make sure that these are things that I know. You keep your hand off the trigger. You don't put it on fire until you see the rabbit physically. So in shooting, these young cats, they don't know, they ain't been trained about nothing. They just gonna pull the trigger. They run around, shoot each other, and every damn thing else. So anyway, getting back on point, I get carried away. I know gun law, no gun safety. I can take every gun apart. AR-15, AK-47, pistols, rifles, BB guns, fishing poles, all of it. I know everything about outdoors. I've been doing it since I was 4 or 5 years old. 22 is the best, deadliest gun ever. Got a bunch of them. So, getting back on point, bias, Commonwealth Attorney's Office and stuff. I'm going to go to number 10. Number 9, I'm getting short here. Number 9, I'm going to prove contextual style. I'm going to prove the burglary case. I'm just going to call it burglary. Okay. They put a fake gun case on me so that they can, a fake gun case at 9502 Plum Drive. Well, anyway, at this address, they said that I was a suspect to the grand jury now. Perjury before the grand jury, going back to the credibility of the officer right here, the bias of the officers, the illegal arrest, all of it just, one thing just supports the other thing and vice versa. So the burglary case was used because they knew I had a legal defense. So they had to make me take this from this legal defense, y'all, to create something where I could. See, I can buy all the guns I want off the streets. They can have stolen serial numbers. As long as one crime over here, justification said, if the crime caused you murder over here, if I'm my death, versus me buying stolen guns without the serial numbers or with serial numbers on it, whether it's a pistol or a rifle, over here, I'm just the justification immunes it and takes it away. So the justification over here pushes down anything you did and forgives you for it. So when it does it, when it pushes it down and forgives you for it, you are immune from prosecution under federal and state law. So y'all don't know that under state law, is it 921, 941? I gotta go back to convict a felon with a handgun up under federal law. But I know a lot of cases on it too. I studied them as well. But they got case law, they justify in my case law, y'all. I told them Alex Thompson in the basement. LaPrade versus George LaPrade versus Commonwealth about instructions. Senay, Senay versus Commonwealth. Burke, Burke, said necessity. The defendant these guys couldn't prove their point of necessity, justification, and choice of evil. I can prove all three of them. So I'm going to prove it to you real quick, and then I'm going to let you go. Necessity was necessary to me when Burbank said that Cecilia Sanders, while taking an EPO out of me, fearing for her life, she messed around, didn't prove her point. The case, I dropped the case against her. And she followed me and dropped it against me. I don't know why they blacked it, saying that this case is a forced mockery. I get a lot of cases dismissed. A lot of cases, civil and criminal. They're going to be in my favor. So they dropped the case that Donald Burbank said, yes, Cecilia Sanders is one of the names that we know of. Recently found out that Cecilia Sanders is willing to participate in the assassination of Kerry Porter. It's in the newspapers, on the news. So there was a legal defense. But here's my biggest legal defense was, oh my God, they didn't bring it in here. The bullet holes in my head, boy. What the hell did I do with it? Bullet holes in my head. Aha! Here we are. Look at this, y'all. I want y'all to look at this carefully. I want to end it with this. Here's my biggest defense. Number 10. Imminent danger. I'm just going to put imminent danger is the bullet hole in my headboard. I'm just abbreviating that, y'all. That's the point. And here's my proof. That's my headboard, and I'm going to take the camera up there in just a minute and show y'all. That's the bullet hole in my headboard. This is the bullet hole in Breonna Taylor's case. Don't they look almost alike? Here, see how big the pillow is? So if the pillow's that big, look at the pillow, y'all. Get a close up of the pillow. Look how far it is away from my head. My head would be right here somewhere. It's only 3-4 inches away from my head. Look at the mattress right here. Look at my hand right there. It ain't even a whole hand thing. So look at it closely. They know when they came and took guns off of my edge of my bed that I had, as a justification defense, I had bullet hole in my head. But they didn't show the public, nor give it to me in discovery. But yet the body cam, it's all on body cam. Y'all can go look at it. Again, 20 CR 0201. Go look at it. Get the body. Get news meet, I dare you. WHAS, Andy Wolfson, Rachel Smith, Toby Coben, whoever, any news reporter. Go and look at the body cam footage of my November the 30th, 2019 invasion of my home for the guns. You're going to see that I had a bullet hole in my headboard. My justification defense. They took it. That's why I only got a plea bargain of the diversion program. I've been on it for 3 years now. I'm going to sue the city for $75.3 million because I think it's $45 million worth of punitive damages. I think it's $20-something million worth of actual damages because of this, and all this damn paperwork. All this damn paperwork. Me have to teaching you how to do this shit. And a pattern and practice. I'm getting emotional. PTSD's kicking in. I'm going to get off this mic. KP, Lowell's Watchdog.